Every excellent work has pages cut. This has even happened in the case of the Holy Bible. In today's video, we're counting the 10 rejected Bible books. Let's begin. Parenting is hard. The Infancy Gospel describes raising Jesus. Only the Gospel of Luke presents Jesus as a youngster at 12 years old. The Infancy Gospel of Thomas used vague tales about Jesus' youth and adolescence to fill in his coming-of-age gaps. Greek language 2nd or 3rd century book. It was misattributed to Thomas and never regarded Scripture. Today, historians are accepting this passage as a historical source that shows early Christians' thoughts on raising God's Son. Have you ever wondered what Adam and Eve did when they fled Eden? Unofficial answers are in the book of Adam and Eve. The book recounts Adam and Eve's existence in the Cave of Treasures, written in Arabic by an anonymous Egyptian writer a few hundred years after Christ's birth. After being expelled from Eden, Satan tempts the couple, and Cain, Abel, and their twin sisters are born and raised. The book is pseudepigrapha, or historic biblical fan fiction. The Jewish Talmud and Islamic Quran contain elements of the book, but not the Bible. The Book of Enoch, of pseudepigrapha composed 1 to 2 centuries before Christ, is another historical biblical fiction. This book has 108 chapters in 5 sections and addresses demon and Nephilim origins. Trilogy alert! Secrets of Enoch and the Third Book of Enoch are the other 2 novels in the Enoch series. No academic thinks the Book of Enoch was authored by Noah's grandfather Enoch, who is known from Genesis. Unfortunately, Jesus and the New Testament writers never considered the Book of Enoch scripture. The Psalms of Solomon, another pseudepigraphal composition that didn't make the Bible, was lost until a 17th century German librarian found it. Psalms of Solomon, composed in Hebrew circa 70 CE, contains 18 hymns, poetry, and songs of admonition, teaching, praise, mourning, and a belief in resurrection and free choice. The Psalms describe the Jewish community's persecutions in the 1st century BCE and ask why God would let his faithful people suffer. The Odes of Solomon were found in the same lost manuscripts as the Psalms. What a creative title! The Odes are 42 Syriac hymns, perhaps written in Greek or Aramaic. The Odes were less Jewish and more Christian than the Psalms, and they may have been 1st century Christians' hymns. The songs discuss Jesus, the Holy Trinity, virgin birth, and damnation. Odes include some dubious and perhaps objectionable material, so you may want to put a parental advisory label on it. Scholars now believe the Odes may have come from a Jewish Christian sect or heretical or Gnostic organization. The letter of Aristeas was written in Alexandria, Egypt, about the 2nd century BCE, when the Jewish community was divided. The letter describes the Hebrew Pentateuch, the first 5 books of the Bible. It promoted Judaism to non-Jews and encouraged Hellenistic Jews to follow its commandments. Aristeas, a 3rd century BCE pagan supporter of Judaism, wrote the letter. However, the usage of Alexandrian language and passion for Jewish subject matter suggests that an Alexandrian Jew purporting to be Aristeas wrote it to promote Judaism in his town. The Maccabees, circa 161 BCE. The 1st, 2nd, and 4th Maccabees books are not Bible canonical. The first 2 books are canonical in Catholicism, but not in Protestantism or the Jewish Torah. They chronicle Judah Maccabee and his brothers' struggle to free Judea from foreign rule, and include some of the first documented allusions to Hanukkah. 4 Maccabees, which was presumably composed during Caligula's reign between 37 and 41 CE, exclusively address Antiochus IV of Epiphanes' persecution of Jews. The Bible does not include the story of Ahikar, one of the oldest sources of knowledge, perhaps because it lacks consistency in detail. Another pseudepigraphal fanfic, the passage was recovered from the Arabian Nights and added to the biblical Apocrypha, then lost. It was recovered and altered to add details from 5th century BCE Elephantine papyrus fragments. Like Job, Ahikar is a clever and good man who is betrayed and rewarded by God. The narrative was popular in antiquity and impacted Jewish wisdom and writing, according to several versions. It wasn't Bible-worthy. The Testaments of the 12 Patriarchs claims to represent the last words of the 12 sons of Jacob, the founders of the 12 tribes of Israel, as recounted to their sons. Its wording contradicts other passages in Christianity and Judaism, hence it is mostly ignored. The Testaments mimic Jacob's final blessing to his sons in Genesis 49. Most churches have excluded these books from the Bible because they prioritize moral and theological ideals above Jewish history. Who knew the Bible rejected so many letters? Did we overlook any near holy works? Comment below. Subscribe to our channel for more in-depth analysis of the reality.